What's going on, everyone? KJ here. Let's get right into the One Piece manga catch-up reviews. This is part one. We're going to be doing chapter 885 all the way up to 895. And then the next video will have, I think, 896 to 906, which is, I think, the most recent chapter that's been released. But to quickly go over it, I was on a 6-month hiatus, like I said, for the past few months and stuff. So I wasn't able to actually review the new One Piece chapters as they came out. But I always kept track of them, wrote my notes down, as you can see, wrote my notes down for every chapter. And I'm not actually going to be reading all of this, to be honest. My review style has changed. So now it's just, I'm really just going to say the rating and some of the things I thought about the chapter. Yeah, but during my 6-month hiatus, the last thing I want to touch on is my review style change in the sense of, but before the hiatus, it was more plot summary and less of my own thoughts. Now, after the hiatus, well, during the hiatus and now after the hiatus, it's more of my own thoughts, and I inject a little bit of plot here and there to explain my thoughts on it, whether I liked it, disliked it, etc. But with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. So starting off, we have chapter 885 titled "It's Brûlé." So I like the cover page with Hideo and the long arm and long leg ship wreckage to him and his crew are using it to make their own ship. We got the awesome pic of the Straw Hats in the Big Mom Pirates clothing, and I think Usopp looked the best as Montheor. But other than that, I'm not really going to read any of the rest of the stuff because it's basically just plot summary. But rating wise, I give this chapter a 4 out of 5 because, the other chapter wasn't too crazy. There were cool things that I liked, like the fleet of the Big Mom Pirates and Sanji's secret ingredient. And I just hope the cake works the way it's intended to on Big Mom. And again, just want to touch on this real quick. Like I said, these were the things that were going through my head as the chapters came out. So obviously if things change differently from review to review, then that's just because those are my thoughts when the chapter came out, and then the next chapter came out and I was like, whoa, I was wrong, or whoa, I was right. So yeah, moving on to chapter 886 titled "That's the Way I Live." Rating wise, I give it a 4 out of 5. There wasn't a lot of action in it. I crave action, but it's still a great chapter. The cake's getting ready to leave, and we could possibly be getting a future fight between Beige and Oven and both crews. Maybe even Sanji getting involved as well. And we also see some power growth in Luffy. Maybe he gets clairvoyant somewhere down the line. Moving on, we have chapter 887 titled "Somewhere Someone is Wishing for Your Happiness." So this one I gave a 5 out of 5 because it was an amazing chapter. Beige saved Sanji and the cooks and they're able to escape Cacao Island, and Pound really came through clutch as well, even though his life was ended because of it. But it was definitely another tear-jerking Will of D moment to add to the books, and it looks like the Straw Hats could be leading Big Mom right to the cake. Next up, we have chapter 888 titled "Lion." I gave this one a 5 out of 5 as well because I absolutely loved it. We got a lot of new info and events, but Carrot's Moonlion transformation and power showcase really took the cake on this one, if you know what I'm saying. But this makes me wonder if the Moonlion form has a time limit or decreases lifespan. But still, though, an amazing chapter indeed, and of course I can't wait to see what's happening next. Moving on to chapter 889 titled "An Unknown Mama." I gave it a 4 out of 5 because we got the new info about Sulong, which is great, and Carrot and Brook put in some major work against Daifuku's fleet, which was awesome. But because Big Mom has gone so long without getting the food she wants, she slims down, which increases her speed and gives her a new form we haven't seen before. And it looks really, really cool. And hopefully putting Sanji and the rest of the crew arrive before anything crazy happens to the Straw Hats. Putting Sanji and company. Next up, we have chapter 890 titled "Big Mom on Top of the Ship." I give this one a 5 out of 5 because it had a lot of epic moments, attacks, all that crazy stuff. Big Mom might actually kill Prospero for Lion soon, so I'm looking forward to that because I never really liked Prospero as a character. Just really annoying to me, to be honest. The Straw Hats also get their hands on Zeus, which will help them out later on, and I really hope Big Mom can eventually find out that the Straw Hats don't have the cake, because they don't. Next up is chapter 891 titled "Believing in Me." Gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. It was an amazing chapter. I'm looking forward to what happens next with Luffy and Katakuri, as well as how Big Mom will be affected by the cake. Also, if she'll punish or even kill Prospero for lying. Next up, we have chapter 892 titled "Recognized as Strong Opponents." So I give this one a 4 out of 5 because Big Mom's going to eat the cake soon, and that's great. I also want to know if Beige and his crew are going to try to do anything afterward, and of course, I'm looking forward to how Luffy will defeat Katakuri. Next up, we have chapter 893 titled "36th Daughter of the Charlotte Family, Flampe." I give this one a 3 out of 5 because it was a great chapter, but nothing super crazy happened. I'm happy Flampe and her friends were KO'd because they were kind of getting annoying. And I'm interested in seeing where the Luffy Katakuri fight will go from here and when it will end. Next up, we have chapter 894 titled "12:05 a.m." I give this one a 4.5 out of 5 because it was a pretty good chapter. Hopefully the Fire Take Pirates can stall Big Mom long enough, and I also hope the rest of the Straw Hats can continue evading Smoothie and Co. But the main thing, of course, is Luffy's new Snake Man form, which definitely had me hyped when this chapter came out. And moving on, we have chapter 895 titled Pirate Luffy versus Sweet Commander Katakuri. We gave this one a 5 out of 5 because it's an awesome new form that Luffy has. I liked how some of Luffy's moves had ties to snakes. Example, the Black Mamba and King Cobra. And the fighting in this chapter was amazing, and I really can't wait to see what happens next. But considering I've only spent like 5 minutes of this video, and I've already gone through about, what, like 10 chapters right there, I think? Yeah, or no, 11 chapters right there, because 11, 8, 9, 11, yeah. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put some stuff away and I'll get the other chapters ready, and then we'll get right into it, because I guess I'll just review the rest in this video. All right, let's do it. All right, I'm back. Let's review the rest of the chapters. We have 896 to 906, and then I'm caught up to the One Piece manga, and you're going to be seeing individual chapter reviews from me from now on. Again, they'll most likely be a little short due to my review style. Well, probably pretty short due to my review style having been changed. But starting off, we have chapter 896 titled The Last Request. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 because I love this chapter. We got to see Hajjuden again in the cover page, so I'm looking forward to what will happen next for him. And for the chapter, Katakuri was finally defeated. I'm also wondering what Pudding's request was, as well as what the significance was with Luffy putting the hat on Katakuri's face. And of course, I'm also looking forward to how Luffy will escape with no problems. Now, I understand that some of this stuff might have been explained in future chapters, but again, to explain it, I did not know that. That kind of stuff wasn't going through my head in the moment that these chapters came out. Next up, we have chapter 897 titled Peckham's Cacao Island Escape Plan. So I gave this one a 4 out of 5 because it was a pretty silly chapter. Hoping Peckham doesn't get messed up later on, as some people were talking about gouging his eyes out. Dang. I'm also relieved that Germa's Double Six is here to save the day, and I'm also looking forward to the future fights, as well as how the Straw Hats' escape will continue. Moving on, we have chapter 898 titled Will Definitely Return. So I give this one a 5 out of 5 because it had tons of action. I really have to commend Sanji's siblings, as each one of them played an important role in the escape of Luffy and Sanji from Cacao Island. And they didn't have to do that either. I'm also excited to see Sanji and Luffy finally reunite with the others on the Sunny. I'm also curious as to what's happening with Peckham, as well as how the Fire Tank Pirates are doing as they continue to lead Big Mom away. So I hope we can get updates for both things soon. Moving on, we have chapter 899, The Last Stand. I gave this one a 5 out of 5 as well, because it was an awesome chapter. It gave us updates on several things, which worked really, really well. And just, Oda really knows how to do that, and I just love it when it all just works out. I'm looking forward to the cake outcome, how the outside world could be affected when the incident leaks, and how the Straw Hats escape will go from here. And my favorite moment was definitely when the Sun Pirates showed up. That was awesome. Next up, we have chapter 900, Bad End Musical. Yeah, the chapter, I gave it a 5 out of 5 because it was so crazy. I like the scenes we got when Big Mom tried the cake. The destruction shown in this chapter was done really, really well. I was really shocked when everything started falling apart for Luffy and his allies, especially at the end of the chapter. That cliffhanger was too much, as now I really want to know what's next for the Straw Hats. Like, what's going to happen? Moving on, we have chapter 901 titled Even If You Die, Don't Die. So here's actually where my review style changed. I like the design for Girth, the doctor of the new giant warrior pirates. I'm relieved that the Sunny was fine, but it sucked to see the destruction of the Sun Pirates ship. Yeah, I'm relieved that this, okay, I didn't say Sun Pirates was fine, I said Sunny. And speaking of Sun Pirates, they definitely came through clutch in this chapter, as they're going to hold off the Big Mom Pirates so the Straw Hats can escape. And then we find out Jinbei is going to stay behind as well to help his former crewmates. So I just hope he doesn't die. I thought the scene between Luffy and Jinbei was done well. I'm happy the Fire Tank Pirates were able to find a way to escape. And I think that the power that fishermen have to change sea currents is really, really awesome. Big Mom's also back to her normal self in this chapter, so I hope nothing super bad will happen to the Straw Hats because of her. And I also hope Germa's okay, as we didn't see them in this chapter at all. And last but certainly not least, we got an amazing little speech from Morgans about the next Pirate King. So I give this chapter a 4.5 out of 5. Next up, we have chapter 902 titled End Roll. So I like the Sweet Buster's art, very vibrant and colorful. This was a decent chapter overall. And while most of it was stuff we knew, it was alright. I'm happy the Straw Hats were successfully able to escape Big Mom's territory. But what does that mean for, Jinbei and Ko? Will he even be able to survive to meet up with Luffy and the others in Wano? We also learned that Pudding's last request was removing Sanji's memories. And how much we have no clue, but yeah, I'm interested in seeing how they'll interact if they ever see each other again. And then I believe they also kiss too. I don't really remember because the chapter came out a while ago. Germa's also retreating, so I hope the Vinsmokes are at least able to escape as well. And the rest of the chapter is mostly flashbacks, so I'm not really going to reiterate on those. But the last thing I do want to touch on is Carrot. She's still with the Straw Hats after all this, so when is she going to become an official member? Or has she been an official member all this time and it was never explained? So I give this one a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is chapter 903 titled The Fifth Emperor. So this chapter was pretty cool. We're finally done with the whole Cake Island arc, and although I can understand why Sanji doesn't want to do it, I think him using his raid suit would be awesome. But who knows, maybe Frankie could work on it and find a way for all the other Straw Hats to use it. I would really love that. Zeus is also with the Straw Hats now, so I'm looking forward to the attacks Nami and Zeus will be able to use from now on. We also got the new bounties, which is great. Sanji's went from 177 million to 330 million, a huge increase. It also has its full name now. At first, it's portrayed that Luffy's bounty decreased from 500 million to 150 million, but in actuality, it jumped to 1.5 billion, which is so crazy, especially due to how drastic the change was. We also got to see tons of other characters in the chapter, which was great. Examples include Shirahoshi, who's also going to the Reverie, Crocodile, Cavendish, the Sakura Kingdom, Bartolomeo, the Alabasta Kingdom, the Fire Tank Pirates, Akainu, Dressrosa's Kingdom, the Tontatas, Elizabello, Kobe, and Helmeppo, Kaido, Blackbeard, Big Mom, and Shanks. And I love seeing a lot of these characters again, and I'm definitely looking forward to Reverie, and I gave the chapter a 4.5 out of 5. Moving on, we have chapter 904, titled The Entrance of the Revolutionary Army Commanders. The chapter was really cool. The cover page showed us Orlumbus retiring, so I'm interested in getting more info about that. We got to see Ivankov, Dragon, Sabo, and Koala again, which was awesome. We also found out that the German kingdom was kicked out of Reverie, which makes me wonder what they're up to now. You know, were they able to escape or not? It was also great to see that the revolutionaries are still active as they move their base to the Kamabaka kingdom. I'm also definitely looking forward to how the revolutionaries plan to wage war against the Celestial Dragons at the Reverie, which is only 2 days away, which is super exciting. It's also cool that the chapter introduced the 4 Revolutionary Army commanders: Morley of the West, Belobetti of the East, Lindbergh of the South, and Karasu of the North. And all of them look amazing, and it was so cool to see them helping people liberate a town from Pinkbeard and his crew. I'm also interested in finding out what powers each of them have, besides Belobetti and her Cheer Fruit, of course, which is really, really awesome. So I give this one a 4.5 out of 5. And next up, it's the second to last chapter, and then I'll finally be caught up on the One Piece chapter reviews. Chapter 905, A Beautiful World. So this was a really great chapter. I liked New Marine for his design. I enjoyed seeing Shirahoshi, King Neptune, and their family, along with the other royals. We also got to see Stelly again, who I believe might have played a role in the deaths of the King and Prince of Goa. Regardless, in my opinion, once a scrub, always a scrub. Sure, his antics are funny, but again, still a scrub. But the Bondellos look really cool. I enjoyed seeing Fujitora again. I'm looking forward to how he plans to get rid of the Shichibukai system. We also got a glimpse of Green Bull, aka Ryokugyu, in this chapter. Apparently, he's been fasting for 3 years, so I'm interested in the significance of that, and of course, can't wait to see his full reveal. The ending of this chapter was solid, as the revolutionaries are already putting their plans into motion, as Sabo, I believe, was disguised as one of the guards. So I give this one a 5 out of 5, actually. A great chapter. Really awesome. And last but not least, final chapter, and we'll finally be caught up. Chapter 906, The Holy Land Mary Joie. And Oda spelled it a little bit differently, but let's get right into the chapter. So, to be honest, this chapter was actually okay for me. While it was cool to see tons of characters from the past, none of their interactions really struck out at me. The stuff with Sai's thing was pretty interesting, and also the constant need to have backstories on some of the characters got kind of annoying too. And I understand you wanted to reach the casual readers who may not understand or may not remember all those stories behind the characters, but at the same time, it was kind of like they could have used other things in those panels, or they could have like toned it down a little bit and put some more new stuff in the chapter. The only parts that really interested me were the slaves powering the Travelator, because I'm looking forward to getting more backstory on that, because it's like most likely Mary Draw is going to be like there's more to it than what you see on the surface. Sai's little thing about how he plans to leave and stuff. The Flamingos Mary draw secrets and the assassins that want to kill him. And the significances behind this mysterious person holding Luffy's bounty poster, as well as a straw hat in the chamber. And so rating wise, I gave this one a 3 out of 5. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm happy that I'm actually relieved that I was able to do it all in one video, and the video wasn't that long. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, expect individual chapter reviews from now on, starting with 907. Let me know your thoughts on these chapters in the comments down below. If you agree with me, you disagree with me. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And regardless if you're a new or returning subscriber, be sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified of all my uploads. But until next time, I'll see y'all later.